So yeah, if you struggle with things or you are too scared to begin because you think it's just talent you need for a skill, or you simply want to get your week structured, then this video is right for you. Until we can manage time, we can manage nothing else. In German we used to say order is half the battle, and that's quite true. Well, these quotes sound nice, but what are they for? And how do I get there? If you often feel like me in the past, having thousands of ideas, but don't know how to start them, how to stay on track, and how to keep focused and have the discipline to hold on to your goal, then well, you need a good plan to manage and prioritize things. That's especially hard for creative people, I think. Or in other words, how to do what and when. Because if you got the structure to do things, you have like a second brain. You don't have to rethink all the processes once established. For that issue, it's great to live by a simple structure. Doesn't put a lot of extra work for your to-dos, but helps you to stay on a certain path and eliminates all distractions. And finally, it helps you reach big or small goals that seemed unattainable first. Today we're gonna talk about a simple Notion template I built. Notion is a project management tool you can actually use for free. There's a subscription possible, but I think this template works also in the free version. I built a simple weekly planner, a calendar, a budget tracker, and a habit tracker. What if I tell you that this thing helped me to learn more in the past years than in all years before together? With this simple structure, I learned modeling, sculpting, 3D printing, I'm beginning to draw, I learned budgeting, being consistent in climbing or bouldering, in training, and in making games, besides a demanding full-time job and having a family. But let's now get into the template. Now we are here in Notion. Let's get through the template and simulate some workflows. We begin with the weekly plan here, and I prepared a button which creates a new week. For example, it's week 44. Or let's do week 45. Let's do the next week. So 4 to 10. Then we have the actual week. You can toggle this. There you got a calendar and all the to-dos. You can just check them and they are done. This goes from day to day. And there you can do some notes about the next week. The cool thing is, let's say you have like routines you want to follow, like on Tuesday, every time you want to go to the gym, and also on Fridays. And you don't want to miss it. Or you can make it a little more beautiful, maybe with slash and hitting E. You can pick like an emoji. Train, yeah, this is good. So you have a simple to-do list. You can check when it's done, but it will get on your nerves if you have to retype this every new week you're gonna create. So you can actually here edit the button. We can say what will happen when I press it, and there we can change it. And we can say, okay, we want to go on Tuesday to the gym and on Fridays. Done. I'm going to create a new week. You have it directly in here. This is super useful and spares a lot of time. Let's say the week is done and you're finished. Then you can hover over this 6 points here and click and drag and drop it into the archive, like so. This is not done. You can just click here and see your old weeks or go back. It's a simple calendar. It's nothing special really here. You can, I don't know, go to the doctor for checking, I don't know, hurt shoulder, something like that. You can also include time, like 12 AM. And if you want to, you can just drag it into your week for not forgetting it. Quite a cool thing. Then we go to the habits. For me, this was super helpful. And to stay flexible, let's say you have these days you want to train. And I also did it as a habit here. Let's change it to gym. And you want to do it maybe 2 times a week. But you can't do it on this day. You can just not make it. Then this allows you to be flexible. Just drag it in another day. And when you've done it, you can check it here. And I created this formula so that it counts and shows your progress. So this is your weekly progress. We have 2 times a week. If I were to do another one, then it's full. And your week is complete in relation to this habit. This one is a little extra if you want to check how you performed in a whole year on a weekly basis. You can just assume, okay, what's the actual week? I think we're in 44, so the next one would be 45. Just leave it here. This is basically a good tracking for it, with which habits you struggle on the long term and with which you succeed. The cool thing is, when the week is done, we can just hit this button, reset habits. Then they are all gone, but not the weekly progress. That's quite cool. And last but not least, we have a simple weekly budget tracker. Let's assume you don't have any overview over your income and expenses, maybe your fixed expenses and your variable expenses. So here's a simple chart where you can just type in your income and add all this stuff that comes as fixed expenses like gym, savings, the internet, the rent, something like that. Then you get here the sum up. And if you also want to track your weekly or free time or hobby budget, you can set here like a weekly budget. Let's say 300. And let's zero it all. You can already see in total, and here changes something. So this is some little graphics that shows you how much you spend of your budget. Oh, I forgot this one here. 0. So let's say on Monday we go for like 50 euros. Then it already counts. It shows you in percent, but in an icon way, how much of the budget you already have spent. Let's do on Friday 200. Let's wait 250 and you see, oh, we're already at the total budget. But what is if I'm adding like 60? Then it warns me that I'm over the budget. Maybe should change it. Over budget, that's better. And you can, of course, if you don't want to have euros here, go to this property, right click, edit property. And then you have here the number format. You can change it to US dollar, Australian dollar, or whatever. There's much here. And if you're done, that's also kind of cool. You can just drag and drop it here. And if you hit new, then it automatically adds a new week. So we can go and drag this old week here, and there you go with the new week. It's super simple. And if you want to have that, I have just left a link in the description. You can get it there. It's for free. It helped me a lot, and this is not something I like had ready in one day. This evolved over time, and this is a structure that really helps me keeping track with all my habits, which is quite cool. And this is especially good for you if you don't know how to manage time, how to stick to something that is maybe a long-term goal, or just to get a simple overview. I would recommend to use it like for a month to get the habit of structuring yourself into your head, and then maybe reflect on this and look at what is cool on this template, what is maybe getting on my nerves, what is too repetitive. Like, for example, maybe I don't want to check this here, reset the week, and have only this little week counter. Maybe I wanna have like a visual graphic or so, how I performed in the whole year. In which weeks or season was I especially weak or struggling, and in which season was I like over the goal? These are questions that evolve over time, and then you can adjust, change, add something to this template. Yeah, this is just a simple start, because I think at the beginning you need simplicity and not an over complex system to follow in. This is something it needs like to be plug and play, and yeah, then you go. I hope this helped a little bit. For me, it was, yeah, when I discovered Notion, it was like, boom, finally order in my chaotic and hectic brain. So yeah, that helped a lot. I hope this video helped you, and see you soon. Bye bye.